So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the UC Davis College of Letters and Science webinar hosted by the UC Davis Transfer Opportunity Program, or TOP for short. If this is your first time joining us in one of our webinars, welcome. We hope that you will join us in future webinars. And if you have participated in our previous webinars, then welcome back. My name is Pam Blanco. I'm the Associate Director of the Transfer Opportunity Program, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm joined by Mark Foncannon, who is the Director of Student Engagement and Success from the College of Letters and Science, as well as our top student outreach ambassadors, Amy, Dulce, and Ellie. Please use the Q&A feature to ask your questions. Use the chat for engagement. We do advise that you make an appointment or email your assigned top coordinator if you want to know more about how your application will be reviewed and evaluated. And you can do so by visiting our website, ucdavis.edu/top. And you can scroll down to find your primary community college. Just click on that and you'll find who your assigned top advisor is. Oops, went too far. There. So here's an overview of tonight's webinar topics. We'll start off by introducing the College of Letters and Science, then we'll take a look at how you can prepare for admission to UC Davis. You will also get to know more about our wonderful students from the College of Letters and Science, and we hope that we can answer any questions that you may have throughout this presentation. All right, and without further ado, I'll pass it on to Mark.
Awesome, there it is. Thanks, Pam. All right, let's see what we have going first here. Perfect, yes, trivia. Who doesn't love trivia? It's Thursday. Thursday trivia. It is Thursday, right? Is it Wednesday? It's
It
Thursday.
is Thursday, yes. It feels like a Friday, but it is
What?
Thursday.
That's why. It's Thursday. Okay, Thursday trivia. Here we go. All right, but first, before we get there, I just need to make sure that this is going to work with everybody. Okay, so if you are joining us, if you're participating here with us today, can you just show me in chat that you have access to your thumbs up emoji, your clapping emoji? Let me see what other emojis I'm using for this. Your heart emoji, and your ta-da emoji. So if you don't see it, you might have to type ta-da in when you open up your emoji. It's a little celebrate. It's a little celebrate. So okay, perfect. Okay, Denise, she found the ta-da. Okay, perfect. So it looks like everybody has found them. And it doesn't matter what color heart you want to use, as long as it's a heart. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so let's kick this off. Let's go to the first trivia question. All right, here we go. This is a little trivia about Davis, UC Davis, and the College of Letters and Science. So starting off, what was the city of Davis originally called before it was renamed to Davis in 1907? All
No
right.
Googling.
No Googling. That's right. No Googling. Okay. Yep. All right. I'm seeing a mix of things. Davistown, El Segundo. Okay. Davisville. All right. Yep. All right. So let's see what the answer is. If you went with ta-da, Davisville, you are ta-da correct. It was Davisville. All right, next up. This is a new feature at UC Davis, the Aggie Eats food truck. It increases student access to delicious, nutritious, healthy food, but how much does it cost? What do you guys think? $1, $5, $10 per meal? For a full meal, what do you guys think it costs? Okay, again, seeing sort of a mix of things. $5, a lot of $5. A lot of $5, $10, pay what you want. Let's see what the answer is. Ta-da, is pay what you want or $0. So you can get a full meal from the Aggie Eats food truck for as little as $0. Um, its location varies. It goes across campus. It'll be parked on one side of campus, and the next day it'll be parked on another side of campus. So you have to follow the Aggie Eats food truck to figure out where it's going to be on a daily basis. Okay, let's see what is up next. Oh, this is my favorite. Um, what is the name of the College of Letters and Science Dean's Office building? The Social Science and Humanities building is its official name, but what is it also known as? Labyrinth Maze. I mean, when you're looking at it, it definitely looks like a labyrinth maze because that entire thing you see is is the building.
Isn't that the building right behind you, Mark?
It is the building right behind me. This is it. Yes, this is part of it. This is what we're looking at because that is where my office is. All right. What is the answer? If you said the Death Star, you are correct. I tried to get a Death Star like little GIF in here, but it wasn't working. It wasn't working. It doesn't really look like the Death Star, but it sort of feels like the Death Star because it's all this concrete and it's also kind of never mind. It is known as the Death Star. Right? Ellie, Dulce? Yeah? Amy? Yeah, yeah. Okay, what is up next? I hope everybody's keeping score. Everybody's keeping their own score, right? How many students are in the College of Letters and Science? So these are students with a major in the College of Letters and Science. You could be a student with a major in the College of Letters and Science and also a student with a major in another college, and we will still count you in this number. But if you have a major in this college, how many do you think there might be? Okay, I see a lot of 9,000s. I see a lot of 9,000s, some 14,000s. Okay, some 14,000s. Still a lot of 9,000s. 9,000s are getting close to the answer, which is ta-da, 14,000.
It is,
14,000 students.
yeah, it is the largest college, right? In terms of student
Indeed.
population.
Indeed, we are. The largest undergraduate college at UC Davis, the College of Letters and Science, 14,000 students. That does, like I said, include students who have a major in another college, but we do confer degrees to all of those students. All right, what is next? All right, which major is not in the College of Letters and Science? This one is sort of tricky because, you know, they all sound like liberal arts college, liberal arts majors. What do you guys think? Chemistry, chemistry, chemistry. A lot of chemistry is okay. I see a human development, some theater and dance, a lot of chemistry, some theater and dance. Okay. This one is sort of a trick question, like I said. Um, all of these majors could technically be in a liberal arts college, like the College of Letters and Science, which does include foundational sciences like chemistry. I've given you one correct answer. The actual not major in the College of Letters and Science is human development. I don't know why. I don't know why it's in the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, but it is. It is in the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences in their Human Sciences division. Human development is very close to our psychology major. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think you can actually major in both because their degrees overlap pretty consistently. What is next on our trivia here? I've sort of given you the answer to this already a little bit. Almost all double majors on campus have one major in the College of Letters and Science. Yeah, yeah, you all got it right. It's true. It's something like 80% of all students who double major have at least one of those double majors in the College of Letters and Science. So that doesn't mean 80% of our students are double majoring. It just means that 80% of students who do have double majors have at least one in the College of Letters and Science. All right, I think we have, do we have one left? Um, yes. Which are minors that are offered in the College of Letters and Science?
I should have known this. I didn't know we had a film studies minor.
But do we?
Well, we have that cinema and digital media. So no,
We do. We
we do.
do. We do. We do have a film studies minor, and we have a human rights minor, and we have a professional writing minor. So then the answer is all
All
of
of
the
the
above.
above.
Yes. Yeah. See, you did know that. You did know that. Okay. Are there any more? Okay, that was it. Well done. Um, well done playing trivia. Sorry I can't give you prizes if you got them all right. But hopefully that was at least, you know, enlightening a little bit about UC Davis, including the name of this building. If you decide to apply and come to UC Davis, now you'll know it is the Death Star. The prize of admission. I don't know. I'm gonna leave that one up to Pam. All right, so let's talk about a little bit more about the College of Letters and Science. So there are four undergraduate colleges, four academic colleges at UC Davis. Um, College of Letters and Science, we think over here that we are the best college. But there are three others: Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, Biological Sciences, and College of Engineering. All right, let's see what's up next. All right, so a little bit more about letters and science. We are considered the liberal arts college at UC Davis. And what does being a liberal arts college mean? It really means that in our college, we offer a very wide array of disciplines, majors that cross all disciplines, really. So you can have a major in the foundational sciences, like I said, chemistry was on that list, statistics, math, physics, geology. Those are all in our STEM majors, our foundational sciences majors. And then we have majors in arts and humanities. So we have studio art, we have art history, we have music, we have theater and dance, cinema and digital media, minors in film studies. And then majors in humanities like the languages and the cultural studies majors and so on. And then a bunch of majors in social sciences. So one of the questions we've already gotten in the Q&A was whether sociology is a major in the College of Letters and Science, and indeed it is. It is a social science in the College of Letters and Science, along with a lot of majors you've all probably heard of, like psychology and communication and history, economics, but maybe some other majors like linguistics that you haven't heard of. So we have a bunch of majors that cross all disciplines. Some of you may have heard that at UC Davis, we're a big institution. The, the college-wide student to faculty ratio is about 21-1, which isn't terrible. That's pretty standard for a big R1 institution. But in LNS, because we have so many majors, we have 35 departments and 54 majors, 55 majors if you include individual major. And a lot of our majors are on the smaller side. Our faculty to student ratio is actually a lot smaller. On average, it's closer to 16-1. And then, like I said, we offer all these majors and minors across all these disciplines, including some new majors like data science and some new minors, medical humanities, data and society. And most of our degrees a lot of our degrees are Bachelor of Arts, but in some of those STEM majors, you can earn a Bachelor's of Science, and in some of our social science majors, you can also earn a Bachelor of Science. And then if you double major in one of those two degree types, you can earn a Bachelor of Arts and Science. So double majoring is a necessity for that dual degree. And then, of course, our students come from all over. They come from a variety of backgrounds, a variety of places, identities, which we're really proud of. Okay, what's next? Thank you. Um, so like I said, we have about 55 majors. That does include an individual major, which for transfer students is a lot more challenging. Um, but 54 individual majors that you can choose from, plus most of those majors are also offered as minors. And then we have standalone minors as well, human rights, like on that screen before, film studies, medical humanities, and a bunch of others that are actually just standalone minors. And we can talk about minors maybe in Q&A if you have questions about the difference between a major and a minor. Um, and we've already covered how many students are here in double majors. And that's the Death Star. That's also the Death Star. Okay, I love talking about these three majors, these three what I call choose your own adventure majors. We have a bunch of them in the College of Letters and Science. Um, these three are Bachelor of Arts degree majors. They are, I call them choose your own adventure majors because the requirements to earn that degree, while there are unit requirements, so it might be, I don't know exactly, but it's probably somewhere around 60 to 70 units to earn the degree in American Studies or Gender, Sexuality, Women's Studies or Science and Technology Studies. The courses that are required to earn those units are minimal. So in other words, the major may require you to take a handful, 5 courses required, and then all the rest are elective. So that means you get to choose, perhaps working with a faculty member. Maybe you talk to a faculty member and you talk about, and if you're an American Studies major, maybe you're thinking, how did the impact of a global pandemic, what kind of impact did the global pandemic have on this community in Central California, or this population, in rural Northern California, or um, maybe children with autism or children who are on the spectrum. Like, so there are these are majors that you can really kind of hone and develop almost your own major while earning those degrees. It's almost like your own individual major, but working with faculty to be able to pull from all of those offered electives to really figure out solutions to problems that you're really interested in. So 3 great options for majors. If I were to go back to school, I'd probably do one of those, to be honest with you. And science and technology studies, I think now more than ever, when you're talking about AI, the College of Letters and Science just got a really big grant to develop, to start an AI institute. It might not be called an institute. I'm going to get fact checked by my colleague who is actually in the room, not on the panel, but like actually an attendee. But we're doing research in AI. So if you think about the effect of technology on society, science and technology studies is like a phenomenal place to land. Um, Lots of our students do undergraduate research. Just because we are the College of Letters and Science and we are a liberal arts college does not mean students cannot do hard research and get that kind of research experience. The next slide, I think, mentions some of those different ways. Yes. So it isn't just white lab coats and Bunsen burners and beakers and those kinds of things. Research goes well beyond those kinds of what we all think of as typical undergraduate research. Um, we have students who do research with faculty doing lit review or doing working through old publications for citation and actually diving into history and uncovering facts that actually change what we know about history. Those are examples of some humanities-based research. And of course, these are experiences that can really help students to figure out what their career paths might be and boost resume for career opportunities, but also grad school and other opportunities. Okay, what is next? All right. We talked a little. We talked about that faculty to student ratio. Curious, maybe put it in the chat. Like, what do you guys think? It's already a 3-digit number. How many faculty members are in the College of Letters and Science? We have 14,000 students, roughly. How many? How many? Okay, 650. That's a great guess. 800. Nice. Just keep going like this. Somebody got it. Somebody was really close. It might have been Isha. Yeah. So what is that? What is that answer, Pam? Yeah, 900. We actually have a little more than 900 faculty to serve our students. So that's how we keep our student to faculty ratio on the lower side. Okay. Thank you. All right, let's talk a little bit about advising and the support systems that in the College of Letters and Science, certainly on campus, there are lots of opportunities for students to get support. Um, in the college specifically, we have a kind of a layered approach to advising. So these are different ways that you can get academic support in the College of Letters and Science. So the people in my office, in the dean's office for the College of Letters and Science, we help students determine their degree requirements, their college requirements. We work with them on university requirements, general education requirements, things of that nature. But then every student also has a advisor in their major department or advisors in their major department, especially if you're in a bigger department. So those advisors can work with students specifically on major requirements and like getting maybe internships in that discipline, working with closer with faculty. So major advisors are a great resource for more discipline specific advising. Certainly faculty advisors are helping students all the time, especially if those students are thinking about doing research or thinking about going to grad school, and even career opportunities. And then our students are also great resources. You'll hear from some of them in a little bit. So student peers are a great resource for support. And then finally, resource advising for finding food. If maybe you're food insecure or you're just looking at like where to maybe you need an emergency loan. There are all kinds of places on campus for resource support and advising. In the College of Letters and Science specifically, we do offer a mentorship program for first gen students, entering students who are first gen, first in their family to go to college. And then, like most of the other colleges, we also have embedded mental health and case managers. So that allows us, if you're meeting with somebody on my team or somebody even out in the field, like in a major office, we can connect students directly to mental health support or case management support. So that is a newer resource we have at UC Davis, probably in the last 4, 5, 6 years, and has proven very successful to help our students get the support and the help that they need right away. Okay. Another form of advising is really just those quick answers that you need to a quick question. Have either of you been in express advising? I'm looking at Dulce and Elia. Have either of you used express advising yet? Not yet? Okay. Yes. Ellie says yes. So it's really easy. You go to our website, you drop in, you get into a quick queue for it's all done on Zoom. It's remote, virtual, and our advisors are available all day long, 9 to 12 and 1 to 4, Monday through Friday. And express advising is really for those quick questions about like I think I'm ready to graduate, but I'm not sure I have this one requirement met, or did this did this class transfer, or did that credit get applied to my transcript yet? Quick questions that an advisor can answer that maybe doesn't require a full-blown 30-minute appointment. And wait times are generally on average about 7 minutes, so it's really quick. It's really quick. Oh, I already covered this. I thought I took these slides out because it's 7 minutes. There you go, 7 minutes. I gave it to you. All right, that's basically it. Here's our social if you want to follow us. The UCD LNS, that is the college Instagram account. And then that Alas UCD, that's the Ambassadors of Letters and Science UCD Instagram account. You're welcome to follow our students along as they engage with their community. And I think that's it for me.
Mark, there was a question. How do students receive Express?
That's a great question. So Express advising is only for enrolled students. So Express is what we offer for students who are already enrolled, for students in the college. Yeah, I should have been more clear on that. Yeah, sorry about that.
There was another question earlier, trying to scroll back up to see if I can find it. It was in the chat, sorry.
That's okay.
Let's see. Should have copied it.
I'm looking through.
Oh, wait, there. Lanisha is asking how, or can you do a dual degree, meaning a bachelor's and a master's? Like a combo type of program.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Right now in the College of Letters and Science, we only have one. We have one dual degree program. It's in physics. It's in physics and the master's, I think, is in engineering. When we turn it over to whoever is next, I'll find the link for that, and I'll drop it in the chat. But we currently only have one dual bachelor's to master's program. It's like we call it a 4+1 or something like that. But yeah, we do have one of those.
All right, thank you. There's another question in the Q&A, but I will let you answer that in the Q&A.
Okay, will do.
We can move into the next part of our presentation, which is how to prepare for admission, how to make yourself eligible and competitive in the UC application process. All right. Try to, there. All right. So these are the minimum admission requirements to be considered for junior level transfer across the UC system. And so to be eligible for transfer admission to UC Davis, you must first meet minimum UC subject and scholarship requirements. So for the units, the minimum unit requirement for junior level transfer applicants is 60 semester or 90 quarter units. And they should all be UC transferable credit. Some campuses may allow students to be considered with less than 60 semester or 90 quarter units, but if you want to be a competitive applicant, you should prepare to reach junior level standing, which is 60 transferable or 90 quarter transferable units. And first priority admission always goes to junior level transfer students coming from California community colleges. As far as the GPA requirement, the minimum is a 2.4 to be considered for admission to UC, but some campuses have higher GPA minimums. Here at UC Davis, the minimum overall GPA is a 2.8 for all non-engineering majors. And it is a 3.1 for engineering majors. So for the College of Letters and Science, the minimum overall GPA is a 2.8. However, to be competitive as a transfer student, you must strive for a higher GPA and completion of your major preparation coursework so that you are prepared for the upper division coursework within your major. Also, TAG has a higher threshold of criteria than general admission. So TAG GPA is slightly higher than a 2.8. It is a 3.2 overall GPA minimum to be considered for the TAG, which is the transfer admission guarantee. For engineering, it's a 3.5, but we're not going over engineering today. You also need to meet the 7-course pattern. So the 7-course pattern includes 1 course in mathematical concepts, 2 courses in English composition and critical thinking, and then 4 other transferable courses from areas of arts and humanities, social behavioral sciences, and physical and biological sciences. So every UC campus has majors that have specific coursework and or GPA requirements for admission, and these majors will vary by campus. At some campuses, they are referred to as capped majors or screening majors. Here at UC Davis, we refer to them as selective majors. So if you're applying to a UC Davis selective major, you must make sure that you will complete all of the required coursework by the end of your last spring semester or quarter at your community college. Summer coursework will not be taken into consideration to determine admissions. You can take summer coursework as long as it's not needed for you to meet the admissions criteria or admissions requirement. Major GPAs must be met at the time of the tag or general application. So for example, if a course out of 3 have been completed by the time the application has been submitted, that grade must be at or higher than the minimum GPA for the entire course group. All right, so each of our 4, Mark mentioned, that we have 4 different colleges at UC Davis. We have over 100 majors. And in our next slide, you'll see a list of all of our selective majors. So basically all of the majors in the College of Letters and Science, I mean, not all the majors in the College of Letters and Science, all the majors in the College of Biological Sciences, all of the majors in the College of Engineering. We have a few in the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences, and then within the College of Letters and Science, you have all the math majors, the physics majors, data science, economics, and psychology are selective majors. All right, and you also just wanted to point out, that data science is not available for TAG. So before we dig deeper into each of the selective majors for the College of Letters and Science, students are expected to take courses comparable to the UC Davis course requirements as long as they are offered at a California community college that they attend. When assist.org indicates no comparable course or not articulated, this is a common question that I get. I don't know how many questions I got this past week about no comparable course or not articulated designation on the assist website. So if it says that, the selective major course requirement will be waived for UC Davis admission or for TAG, but it must be completed after enrolling at UC Davis. And you can find community college courses that are comparable to UC Davis courses, again, using the assist.org website. Okay, any math majors? Do we have any math, applied math, mathematical analytics and operations research? That's a mouthful. Mathematical and scientific computation, that's also a mouthful. Any math majors out there? Raise your hand or put a thumbs up. No math majors. So if you're a math major, it is, these are selective majors. So we have somebody, I heard that. So for math, all of the math is required. Calculus 1, 2, 3, linear algebra, differential equations. And you need to have a 3.0 cumulative GPA in the entire group of courses. All right, again, use assist.org to find out what courses at your community college articulate with our math coursework, Math 21 A, B, C, D, 22A, or 67 and 22B. Data science. Data science, again, not offered in the tag. It is a selective major, and the entire group of courses listed must be completed with a minimum GPA of 3.2. Any data science? I know that's a really popular major. So many students interested in that. Doing statistics instead, that's a really good alternative, yeah, to data science. All right. So economics is also very popular, right, Mark? At UC Davis, economics, very, very popular. So it's also a selective major. And so students must complete Calculus 1 and 2, micro and macroeconomics, with an overall GPA of 2.5. An alternative major to economics is managerial economics. You can also do statistics. You can also do what else for economics? Sociology with an emphasis in organizational studies. There's a bunch that have like a business flavor to it. So just as a reminder, we are going over selective and impacted majors at UC Davis so that you remember to research the institutions and majors that you are interested in. Next is physics and applied physics. Any physics majors in here? All right, so physics majors require the calculus-based physics series. And it also requires the full calculus series along with linear algebra and differential equations. And the minimum 3.0 is required in all major coursework. Psychology. Is psychology still the largest major in terms of students? Is it? Yes. Okay. Mark says yes. So general psychology, statistics, and biology are required for the psychology major. It is important to note that if you choose the biology 10 option, as opposed to the biology 2A, that you must also take one more course listed in the other course category, right? So the minimum GPA is a 2.9 for all required courses. Biology 2A is required for students pursuing the Bachelor of Science degree with a biological emphasis. All right.
Can I just add something?
Yes,
Can we
go
go
ahead.
back to the psych slide really quick?
Of course.
Yeah, so psych is one of our majors that you can choose between two degree types, Bachelor's of Arts or Bachelor's of Science. And so for that biological emphasis, biological sciences emphasis in the Bachelor's of Science degree type for psychology, that Bio 2A is required. And when you apply, you only have the choice of applying to psychology, but once you get here, then you declare. So while you are applying to psychology and you can choose your path ahead of time, you make the choice once you get here official by doing it in the system. I just wanted to make that point because it can be confusing.
Good point. That's also a common question that we get from students. All right. Transfer admission guarantee or tag. I already see that, some of you submitted a tag application for fall 2025 admission. Some of you were asking when the decisions will be released, and that will be in mid-November, right? So transfer admission guarantee, there are 6 UC campuses that offer the tag. So all of these campuses, with the exception of Berkeley, LA, and San Diego. So yeah, UC Riverside, Santa Barbara, Santa Cruz, Irvine, Merced, and of course, UC Davis offer the UC Davis tag. You can only tag to one campus, right? And the filing period is always during the month of September, 1 year before you transfer. And even if you have a tag application filed, you should still submit the UC application during the filing period, which is normally October 1st through November 30th, but this year it is extended till December 2nd. But please do not wait till the last day to submit your your UC application. Before we move on to the student panel, I just wanted to answer a couple questions here that were put in the chat. So for selective majors, yeah, so Alan is asking, so if my major is not selective, I don't have to completely finish all my lower division classes? Question. I am missing 2 classes, but I'm hoping to take those classes in fall 2025 when they transfer. So that is correct. If your major is not selective, you're not required to complete all of the lower division courses that you see on assist.org. But of course, it is to your advantage to complete as much as you can at your community college prior to transfer, because that will help in your time to degree. Right? And then for data science, I haven't taken stats 13 or 35A. Does that mean I won't be admitted? If you list it as a course that's in progress or planned by spring and to be completed by spring, then you may meet the criteria for data science. It has to be, remember, all requirements have to be completed by the end of your last spring term before you transfer. All right. And we will turn it over to our student panel. And I would like to start off by introducing, I'll have Amy introduce herself.
Hi everyone. Hi, my name is Amy, and I am a student outreach ambassador here for the Transfer Opportunity Program at UC Davis undergraduate admission. And I'm currently a 4th year majoring in economics and minoring in accounting and technology management. And I transferred from Ohlone College. And next, I'll hand it over to Ellie to introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Ellie. I'm a communications major and an education minor. I'm also a student outreach ambassador for the Transfer Opportunity Program, and this is my 4th year. I transferred from Kenyatta College in Redwood City to UC Santa Cruz to UC Davis, and I'm involved with the Transfer Opportunity Program in Hillel on campus. And now I'll pass it on to Dulce.
Hi, everybody. I don't know why my information didn't come up, but my name is Dulce. I'm also a student outreach ambassador for the Transfer Opportunity Program. I am a 4th year as well. My major is sociology, and it is emphasized in public policy and social welfare. I am also a technology management minor, and my double minor is in psychology. I transferred from Consumnes River College fall of 2023, and like I mentioned earlier, I'm involved with the Transfer Opportunity Program.
So you have Mark from the Dean's Office in the College of Letters and Science. You have our 3 lovely student outreach ambassadors. Let's see what kind of questions we have here that you have for us. And then you have me from admissions. All right, let's see. Do we have any like student life questions in here? I don't see anything in the Q&A. Maybe see the ones that maybe you've already answered. Yeah, please feel free to all right. Yeah, these are all like very tag related questions, but okay, we can start with that. Okay, so if you aren't going through tag, do you still get first priority as a junior transfer? Yeah, so tag is only one way that students get admitted to UC Davis. actually about only maybe 1/3 of our admitted students are students that have an approved tag. So majority of our admitted students are students who applied through the regular admission process without a tag. So even if you don't have a tag, you can still be a really competitive applicant for admission. Okay. Yeah, we will give you some contact information at the end. But I mean, this is your time, y'all. You know, ask your questions. Okay. Psych seems like it is very competitive. Is cognitive science equally as competitive? I can talk about the admission piece of it, and then maybe Mark, you can comment about the difference between psych and cognitive science. So with psychology, it is a selective major. So in addition to the minimum admission requirements, you know, I showed you earlier what the selective major requirements are. So that's how it becomes competitive, right? Like if you are missing, you know, the biology course, or you get a substandard grade in your statistics course, then that may jeopardize your admission for the psychology major, right? So you need to have all of the courses that are required with that 2.9 cumulative GPA. And then Mark, do you want to talk a little bit about?
Yeah. Okay. The question is psych seems like it is very competitive. Is cog sci equally as competitive? Well, you covered the admission stuff, and psych certainly is the largest undergraduate major. But cognitive science came out of psychology. And in fact, cognitive science was developed because enough students who were majoring in psychology were pulling in a lot of other disciplines into their degree program. And we were seeing that pattern. And so we ended up conferring individual degrees instead of a psychology degree. And so once we started to see that pattern, cognitive science here is that's how cognitive science as a major came to be. And the main difference is that cog sci is more of an interdisciplinary field, so it pulls in from other disciplines like other social science disciplines like linguistics and philosophy, also STEM disciplines like neuroscience and even computer science. So you'll see cog sci is definitely a little more interdisciplinary than whereas psychology is going to really focus more on human behavior and the underlying reasoning for human behavior, whether it's cognitive, memory function, brain function, social personality type stuff. I don't know if that answered the question or not, but I did my best. I was an undergraduate psych major, but that was a long time ago, and things I'm sure have changed.
So for our student panel, maybe you know, tell us why you chose to transfer to UC Davis.
I can go first. Okay, so why I chose to transfer to UC Davis, I think the very first reason was because for me it was like I came from the Bay Area. I transferred from Alum College, which is in like Fremont area-ish. And in my opinion, I wanted to become more independent, but I didn't want to be too far away from home. And Davis was like a good spot where Davis still has like a lot of interesting attractions around like Tahoe is just 2 hours away. Sacramento is literally just 20 minutes away. And then it's also very accessible to go back to the Bay Area through Amtrak or through our UC Davis shuttle, which is only $16 for a trip. And so for me, the location was a big part, and as well as how Davis is a college town. Like we make up like literally half of the population here at Davis, and I thought that was like an environment where I wanted to where I felt safe and I wanted to explore and learn and professionally develop myself in. So that's like the main two reasons why I chose to transfer to Davis.
I can answer. So kind of going off of what Amy said, for me it took like literally just one VIP visit through the transfer opportunity program when I was a community college student. I remember that I visited and really I felt like out of all of the other universities that I went to tour, I felt like this one was the most welcoming and the one that like really just spoke to me. Um, I like to tell the story in other panels that there was this person who was a part of the panelists during the VIP visit, and she really, I can't remember her name, I really do wish I could, um, to tell her like how impactful uh her story was to me, but I feel like when she said people like you, like people like me who are first generation, Latina, Hispanic, um, of immigrant parents, I feel like she really saw me to my core and who I was and where I came from. And she ended that speech saying, "You belong here. Your stories belong here. We need you here." So I feel like her ending with that statement was like everything that I needed to hear to commit and just, fall in love with Davis. And once I took the actual campus tour, I was like, yeah, this feels like so welcoming and so safe and, just welcoming. And it's a place that I could see myself learning and growing.
Absolutely. I'll say echo everything that these two have said. Also, the accessibility at Davis was incredible. I used to bike to school when I was in middle school, and I've rediscovered that here in Davis, and that's been really fun. So I knew that it was like a very flat, easy to get around campus, and I really appreciate that. And Davis, the people are incredibly friendly, and I like warm weather, so it all worked out for me.
Pam, there was a question in the chat about um, linguistic anthropology, and it was about like double major or whatever. And I replied by typing out the answer, but I wanted to just take a second to maybe talk about minors.
Sure. Yeah.
That was a really good question about, if you don't have a degree offered, what then could the solution be? And double majoring is a solution. I'm gonna be honest with you, since you're all would be incoming transfer students. Double majoring, unless you're planning for it now, can be a little more challenging to finish in the 2 years that we would expect. Maybe if it takes a little longer, if you have the resource to do that. But and it will also, of course, depend on the major that you would be doubling in. Some majors make it a little, there are requirements that you have to do before you can declare a second major. But what I wanted to say really was to push the minor track for students to add minors. And I heard already a couple of people maybe even have dual minors. And so that minors are just like mini majors. They are generally, 20 or so units, maybe 20 to 26 units. Maybe a few more if there's a requirement or a prerequisite for a class that is required at the minor. But that's a really nice way of sort of honing in on your major, but then adding something that really kind of supports it towards maybe a career goal or a career trajectory or grad school. And the example that was given to us, linguistic anthropology, that's a great example of doing, focusing on anthropology and adding linguistics as a minor, or vice versa, linguistics and then maybe cultural anthropology as a minor. So I wanted to put in that plug for all the minors that we have available in our college and across the campus. So I don't know if we talked about this. We did talk about you can double major across colleges, and you can add minors in various colleges as well. You do not have to stay in one college to earn your degree or degrees and your minors.
So for last question for our student panel, if you were to look back and talk to your community college self, what advice would you give them?
Okay, I can go
Oh,
first.
go
Oh,
ahead.
oh, okay. Okay. I'd say advice number one is reach out to counselors. Um, Communicating with a counselor and an expert is always the best way to go. And then try to like just go to them as often as you can, but like not every day. Just something like bi-weekly, I'd say. I would really encourage that because sometimes like you just want to know if you're really on track, and especially when you're choosing your classes, you want to know, oh, are you missing any like thing? Because sometimes like you could be looking at sis.org and just by yourself you think you're all set, but just to get that other reassurance, and as well as meeting with your advisor from the representative from the university that you are aiming to transfer to, meeting with someone like that would also let you know if you actually have everything, because everybody makes mistakes, and I believe sometimes like a little neglection could literally affect your entire admission rate, because I personally knew someone who just missed one class and they were not able to apply to UC Davis when they were graduating from high school. So I'd say reach out to counselor and just make sure you're on track.
Um, So I guess kind of piggyback off of what Amy said, in a little self-plug moment, we do have our top advisors here to help you guys. One of the things that I like to share with students who ask me like, what advice would you give me? Or looking back, what would you do? I feel like I would say reach out more to the transfer opportunity program advisors. I tell them like kind of like my analogy, like think of it as like a bridge. On one end, or the end that you're standing right now, is community college. Make use of the network or build a network while you're here. That could be, professors in the major that you're in or that you want to go into. Community community college counselors. For me, it was a success coach and my counselor from EOPS, who were both UC Davis alumni. So that I feel like that was another really important like factor in my admission process, that they were UC Davis alumni. Of course, this is not, available for everybody, but it is really helpful. Someone who is very well versed in, the UC system, and that's where I get to like my other point, which is the other end of the bridge, the UC Davis like top team. We're literally here for you guys. We are, me, Amy, Ellie, we were once you guys were community college transfer students. So really honing in on those, support networks that you have can help you cross that bridge. So that's, kind of like my metaphor that I like to use.
That was really great. One other thing that I wish I had told myself when I was in community college and going here is any subject you're interested in, if you think you're going to be interested in something like a little bit more advanced, like you're not even a sociology or psychology major, but some of those like further along topics interest you, like in cognitive science or whatever, take the prerequisite courses, as many as you can at community college, because as long getting those base courses and a wide variety of subject matter opens you up to taking a huge array of super specific, interesting niche courses at a UC. And a lot of those require prerequisites of like Psych 100 or Statistics 100, things like that. And it's better to take them at the community college, save money, and then be able to take interesting classes at Davis. And another thing is stay strong in your classes. Don't allow yourself to like give up or like withdraw or get bad grades at the end, especially if you're near the finish line, because any D's or F's or withdrawals mean you don't get those units. And if you don't hit those 60 units, your admission can get revoked, and that's very scary. So like finish strong, please, and finish your classes. Make sure you get above 60 units before transferring.
All right. Thank you, Amy, Dulce, and Ellie, for joining us and sharing a little bit about your experience as a transfer student. So let's go over some resources. I know we're already 3 minutes over time, but just really quick. So as Dulce had mentioned earlier, you know, the top team is here to help you. And here are some of the resources that we have for community colleges that are partnered with the Transfer Opportunity Program. We have one-on-one appointments, and we provide workshops such as this. We also provide support with the application and the personal insight questions. So you can find that all on our website. And here are additional resources that you can utilize. Again, you know, assist.org is where you can find articulation for your coursework, as well as courses that are UC transferable. Hopefully all of you have a UC transfer admission planner. You know, I always say this, that it is your starting point. It is your gateway into the transfer admission process, and it is your blueprint, right? It's a planner. It's your blueprint to find out, to make sure to keep you on track, right? To meet the admission requirements for the UC that you plan to transfer to. There are AP and IB charts at each of the UC campuses, you know, to show how your AP exam scores articulate with coursework at the UCs. And then, you know, the transfer opportunity program, as well as your transfer center. I think Amy was the one who said, you know, go to your counselors, you know, ask for help from your transfer center and from the different student support programs that are available at your individual community colleges. All right, someone was asking how you can contact us. I think Dulce has been, you know, putting that in the chat several times. You know, you can reach us through our website, ucdavis.edu/top. And then here are additional UC Davis resources. Please come and visit our campus. It's a beautiful campus, and visit Mark at the Death Star. You can see the building right behind him. You know, just find, you know, ask anybody on campus, where's the Death Star, and they will point you to the Death Star, and then look for Mark. No, just kidding. Yeah, you can also take a virtual tour of our campus if it's not feasible for you to come in person. All right, and you know, check out the blogs and information for parents as well. All right, timeline. You know, take a picture, especially if you are applying this year for fall 2025, so that you do not miss any deadlines and important dates. So we're already done with the tag application period. So a lot of you have been asking, when will you be notified of your decisions? So that will be in mid-November, I believe. The 15th is on a Friday, so no later than Friday the 15th, right? So along with your tag, you should still submit your UC application. And as I mentioned earlier, the deadline is extended till Monday, December 2nd. There was a question earlier about, what if my classes change? You know, I've submitted my classes that I plan to take in winter or spring, right? What if those change? So you have an opportunity to update that in your UC transfer academic update, or it's UC TAU. So submit your TAU during the month of January. That's where you need to report your fall semester grades and any changes that you need to make to your spring coursework, right? FAFSA or CATA application, hard deadline is March 2nd. And we notify students of their final admission decision. For UC Davis, it's late April, but other UC campuses may release their decisions as early as March, right? And if you get admitted to more than one UC campus, you have until June 1st to make a decision on where you want to commit to, where you want to transfer to. That's the SIR deadline, which is the statement of intent to register. Right? June 1st is the deadline. And here, finally, is our contact information. Again, our website. You can contact our student outreach ambassadors and ask any student life questions to their email address, top-soa@ucdavis.edu. You can also follow us on Instagram and on our YouTube channel, where we will post this a recording of this webinar tonight. All right, and you can contact undergraduate admissions as well through the QR code. All right, so thank you everyone for attending, for listening in. And for those of you who are applying for fall 2025, good luck to you all. You know, apply to UC Davis. And for those of you who are preparing to transfer in fall 2026 and beyond, please reach out to us. You know, we're happy to answer any questions, like specific questions that you have regarding your transfer process and transfer journey. So thank you again, and have a good evening, everyone. Thanks again, Ellie, Amy, Dulce, and Mark for joining us tonight.